Hello, good morning. You're very welcome to our presentation this morning on taught postgraduate programmes and funding at Maynooth University. Hopefully everyone has entered the room before I crack on. My name is Niamh Nihil. I'm the Director of Postgraduate Academic Programmes here at Maynooth University, and my aim today is to introduce you to the range of postgraduate programmes we have available at Maynooth University, to walk you through some of the benefits of doing a postgraduate degree and give you some practical information that may help you as you consider your next choices. Prospective postgraduate students consider pursuing postgraduate study for a myriad of reasons. Some of you may be coming to the end of your undergraduate studies and you're contemplating your next steps to move forward with your life and your career. You might have a very clear sense of the profession into which you want to enter, and you're looking for information about a specific course at Maynooth University. You may have a more general interest in exploring postgraduate courses within a number of subject areas or one subject area, and want to understand more about what a master's degree can do to help you progress into employment or progress your career. Or you might be someone who's currently mid-career and you want to accelerate your career or change trajectory, or pivot to a completely new direction in your career. And we're very aware that there are lots of people at the moment who may find themselves in that particular situation. Whatever your background, you're all very welcome to this presentation. So what I want to do is to give you some basic information about our top postgraduate programs and outline some of the outcomes for our graduates and the reasons why postgraduate study might be the right choice for you. I'm focusing today primarily on taught postgraduate programs at level 9. These are highlighted here in red on the National Framework of Qualifications. At Maynooth University, we also offer a number of higher diplomas, which are actually level 8 qualifications, and these are marked in purple on this graphic. And the idea of a higher diploma is to upgrade beyond your existing honours bachelor degree into another area. Perhaps you're looking to make that career pivot that we talked about. The basic entry requirement for both the HDiPs and for our master's and postgraduate diploma degrees are typically a level 8 honours bachelor's degree. Our research postgraduate programs are at level 9 research master's degrees and level 10 PhD and professional doctorate programs. And while the focus of my presentation today is very much on taught postgraduate programs, my colleagues in graduate studies are available on the live Q&A, which you'll see on the homepage for the open day. And if you have any questions around research programs, please don't hesitate to ask them there. Also, our academic staff members will be available between 1 and 3 p.m. today to answer any subject-specific questions you might have, whether they're about postgraduate taught programs or postgraduate research programs. So today, as I said, we're looking at our taught programs. And while most of our students at Maynooth University, postgraduate students, are taking master's degree programs, they're working with leading researchers and teachers in their field. And the difference often between an undergraduate and a postgraduate degree is the class size and the proximity that you have to leading researchers that will teach you that specialised knowledge in the subject area of your choice. Your work on a master's programme culminates in the completion of a significant research project, and typically that's up to 1/3 of the total number of credits for the course. It may also be a project like a live action project component that may take a slightly fewer credits. While most of our master's students are taking the programs full-time, we do have a significant minority of students who take our programs part-time, and the vast majority of our programs have a part-time option. So please do, if you're currently find yourself that your life circumstances or your career, your current career path don't allow for taking a full-time degree, please do contact departments about potential part-time options. The timetabling of many of our programs facilitates this flexibility, and the individual course coordinators will be able to give you more specific information about what that flexibility looks like on a course-by-course basis. We also offer a range of postgraduate diplomas and some postgraduate certificates at level 9. And these programs don't ordinarily include the completion of a larger research project. Some of these programs are specifically aimed at fulfilling accreditation requirements in specific professions. And we also have some shorter certificate programs which may allow you to upskill in a specific area that's relevant to your career, or to take a smaller number of credits prior to committing to a longer program of study. Some of our postgraduate certificates might help you, for example, fulfill teaching council requirements in modern languages. So they do look at the full range of programs to see what best fits with your needs. Finally, our higher diploma awards are add-on awards, often conversion courses for students who already have an honours bachelor's degree, but who wish to take an intensive course in another subject to bring them up to level 8 competency in this new area. We offer a number of higher diplomas in ICT related subjects, and these are open to graduates of all disciplines. And some of these programs are fully or 90% funded under the Springboard Plus and HCI Pillar 1 funding initiatives. And these 4 programs that we have, I'll talk a little bit more about them later, they're going to open for applications towards the end of May. So please do look into those courses if that's an area that you're interested in. They offer real value for you as a student. If you're looking for information about our courses today, just wanted to show you where to go to get that information. You can see here on the main Maynooth University homepage, as opposed to the Open Day page, click on Postgraduate at the top, or hover over Postgraduate, hover your mouse over Postgraduate at the top, and you'll find information about how to apply. You'll get the full list of our research programs, full list of our taught master's, diploma and certificate programs, and you'll also find a dedicated site to postgraduate studies that we created for our Postgraduate Open Day on the 9th of March. So you may find that to be a useful source of information for you. You can also get information there about funding and scholarships. So when you're coming to do a postgrad, the first thing you ask yourself around, how do I get into this postgraduate course? First thing to say is that courses or programs typically have specific entry requirements. So it's really important that you go to that list that I was talking about a moment ago and check what the specific entry requirements are for the program that you're interested in. But in general, the minimum is a 2 in a level 8 degree. But as I say, this does vary, and some programs have higher entry requirements. An important route that we want to highlight today is our recognition of prior learning route. This is an admissions route for prospective students who might have significant life or professional experience, but may not have a level 8 degree. This would include people, for example, who might have a level 7 degree and significant experience, or indeed not have attended a university or IT in the past, but have a profile that would make them suitable candidates for a postgraduate program. So this route is administered through our recognition of prior learning policy, and this provides a framework for assessing applicants who don't meet these formal entry requirements. And we really do value diversity in our Maynooth University postgraduate community, and our postgrad students who bring with them their professional and life experience, whether they have that level 8 minimum requirement or not, really do enrich our learning environment. So we welcome you to submit an application under that policy. You can do that through your PAC application. So there's no centralized admissions platform across the university sector. So our applications are taken through PAC, and the website is on this slide. And if you are looking to apply through the recognition of prior learning process, you can indicate on that application that you wish to apply on that basis. It's also advisable to contact the department to get some advice about your application prior to submitting it, because they may be able to provide you with some good advice in terms of your eligibility going forward. So when we're looking at our postgraduate programs, we want to ask, why would you do a postgraduate degree? And the reasons why you might want to do a degree will vary widely from person to person, so this is by no means exhaustive. And it will vary, of course, in line with your career or life stage. And most often you'll be thinking of a postgraduate degree as a stepping stone to the next stage of your life, whether it's into your first job or into a new one following completion of your degree, or as a bridge in before engaging in further study. So the reasons why you might then do your postgrad include acquiring additional skills and a depth of knowledge in your area of undergraduate study that you might have found to be particularly interesting. You might be looking to fulfill a professional requirement. You might be wanting to build on a general undergraduate degree to specialise or transfer your skills to a professional area. So students, for example, with a general arts degree or a general science degree may then wish to build on the broader skill set that they have from their undergraduate degree to enhance their employability when they go on into the marketplace. You might be someone who's looking to switch career paths or advance your career further, or you may have been out of the workplace for a time and want to return to the workforce. If you are one of those people and you have an interest in ICT related courses, I point you again towards the Springboard funded programs, because you may be eligible for full funding under that Springboard initiative for the ICT courses. That's if that's your particular area of interest. You might also be looking at how quickly the world of work is changing, and you want to acquire some new skills and knowledge to ensure your adaptability and progression in that world. Or it could simply be, which is wonderful, just wanting to pursue an existing passion or invest in your personal growth. But whatever the reason, it's almost certainly a step on a longer journey. And I suppose our 75 plus courses that we're presenting across our university website, they're from a wide and diverse range of disciplines. And we really do have something to meet the needs of students who are motivated by all of these reasons that I've described here, and indeed more, because this is certainly not exhaustive. While some of our professional and industry focused courses provide very specific skills or accreditation that are essential for progression in a particular area. Apologies, I skipped on there. While some of them some of the courses are very professional focused, they may be in education, social work, science and engineering, and all of our postgraduate courses, regardless of the discipline, will help you to develop a set of higher order skills that are attractive to a wide range of employers across multiple sectors. So regardless of what postgraduate degree you do, the skills that you acquire in the course of doing a postgraduate degree really can be applied to almost any sector. So what are those skills? And sometimes it is difficult to see from a distance what those skills actually look like, and imagine and articulate for employers too sometimes how they transfer. So what you're going to get is from your postgrad is a deeper knowledge of a specialized area. You're going to gain higher order critical and analytical skills. So this is like above and beyond what you might have from your undergraduate degree, or indeed from the workplace, because there is I suppose a standard applied for postgraduate degrees that requires you to dig deeper into the work that you're doing, to analyze further. And these are the kinds of skills that really help us progress in our careers. You learn research and report writing skills, and that will be an intrinsic part of any of our postgraduate programs. Team working skills. Employers, we work with employers in the Graduate Studies Office, and when we're talking to them, what they're looking for a lot of the time are strong team working skills, an ability to take leadership roles, but also to see your place within a team and to contribute within a team. All of these things you get from your group work, from completing projects in a postgraduate degree. You've got your transferable skills, and these can include all sorts of your communication, leadership, teamwork, your presentation skills indeed, will all be enhanced in the course of a postgraduate degree. And the other piece too is around improved employability. And many of our postgraduate courses do contain an internship or placement or seminars with prospective employers who will give you an insight into what they are looking for from prospective employees. For those of you who've already embarked on your careers, then what you're looking for from this may look slightly different, or maybe in addition to what somebody coming out of an undergraduate degree might be looking for. One of the great advantages of a postgrad degree is the opportunity for peer-to-peer learning, where everybody brings their own experience into the classroom. You're going to want to, if you're coming already embarked on your career, one of the things you want to do is to take the space and the opportunity to hone your existing skills and re-engage maybe with the latest research-led developments in your field. You might want to gain strategic insights that will accelerate your career path. You'll also gain networking opportunities as part of your postgraduate degree. Again, you're meeting people that you can draw on further on in your career. And this again goes for whether you're newly graduating or just about to graduate from your undergraduate degree, or if you're a well-established professional. I know that I've drawn many times on the networks that I created through my master's and then later my PhD studies at many points in my career, that I turned to those people because they've gone on and pursued careers in different walks of life, and we then are able to inform, I suppose, developments in each of our individual areas. So it's really valuable. Like, I can speak from personal experience, and that really valuable in that sense. You, as well as updating your knowledge of the latest developments in your field, you also gain those complementary skills that will enable that progression piece to management and leadership positions. And then going back to your organization, you'll feed in that new knowledge. So you've gone out, you've engaged with the university world, and then you bring that bit back into your organization with hopefully new and diverse perspectives. And the big piece for me too is also creating that space for self-reflection and career development. That's all too difficult to get when you're in the rush of your career, and the various pressures of work are felt. So I suppose I can say all of this, but one of the ways in which we can show you the benefits of your postgraduate degree is to actually look at the Graduate Outcomes Survey, which is published by the HEA, or is conducted by the universities on behalf of the HEA 9 months after graduation. The most recent of these was published by the HEA in June 2020. It's for the class of 2018 who were surveyed 9 months after graduation. And it shows extremely positive outcomes for this class of top postgraduate students. And while we know the pandemic has created a more competitive job market in some areas, it's also opened up opportunities in others. And we do expect that the higher order, again, back to those higher order skills, the depth of knowledge, the potential for further progression will place graduates of postgraduate programs in a very good position as we come out of the pandemic, and should continue to afford an advantage to students. So there were 17,101 graduates of top postgraduate degrees in 2018. 76 of these were taking top master's programs, 63% or 76%, I should say, and 63% were taking full-time postgraduate programs. That proportion of part-time students, you can see, is growing year on year. So we're really growing in the sector to look at part-time delivery, and Maynooth University is absolutely one of those universities. If we look at the top postgraduates, the kind of most important activity that they're engaged in following 9 months following graduation, we have 88% of them are working or about to start a job, with a further 4% engaged in further studies. That's a 92% either employment or study rate. So really high prospects and really good prospects for graduates of top postgraduate degrees. When we look at where they work, it's also very interesting, because we see that 91% of the students who'd most recently graduated with a top postgraduate qualification, they were in professional, managerial, research or associated professions. So it's a really high percentage. Again, the further 4% were in postdoctoral study. So you could have some students who potentially go on to do a postgraduate research degree, then do a top postgraduate program, and then may combine those or may build on that again in a postdoctoral position. Very importantly, the Graduate Outcome Survey shows that while the level of the qualification achieved by graduates of taught postgraduate programs is important in a third of cases, 28% of those surveyed said that while a level 9 qualification was not a requirement, it gave them a competitive advantage. So we have a significant proportion of people who need the postgraduate qualification for their chosen career, but we then have another almost a third of people say that while it wasn't necessary, it gave them that competitive advantage. And again, thinking about the job market currently and perhaps coming out of the pandemic, it's that competitive advantage that all of us are looking for. So that's looking at 61% then of graduates. They saw that the level 9 qualification was a formal requirement or gave advantage. And then back to what I was just discussing around people, those of you who may be mid-career, we can see 20% of people that were surveyed and that answered the survey were actually people who were already in a job or were mid-career. So they were coming back to do a postgraduate program. So there is a significant group of students who are choosing to take a postgraduate program mid-career with the view to that career enhancement or to pivot in their careers. So when you're thinking, you may be at that point, maybe you know exactly what program you want to do, but maybe you're slightly more open-minded and you're trying to look at what is type of program is right for me. Just want to talk to you a little bit about some of the things you might want to consider. In Maynooth, we have a very wide range of postgraduate degrees. We have MA degrees in the arts and humanities. We've new innovative interdisciplinary programs that we've launched this year. We've got our professionally accredited courses in education, social work, psychology, and others. We've got taught postgraduate students in science, engineering, and ICT. And then we have our conversion courses in ICT and in business too. And so when you're looking at that range of courses, you want to ask yourself maybe a few basic questions to help you figure out what the best fit is for you. So the first one is, why do you want to do a postgrad? Back to the reasons that I was talking about earlier. Examine yourself, well, why is it that I want to do postgrad? And then you're thinking, well, what then would be the right postgrad for me? What do you want to get out of your postgraduate experience? What is your outcome that you'd like to have at the end of this time next year? Hopefully when you're emerging from your postgraduate degree or about to emerge or starting your thesis, what is it that you want to feel that you've gained from your postgraduate experience? What level of commitment can you give? Is a full-time degree the correct option for me right now? Can I give the commitment levels, the time, the energy to the full-time course, or perhaps a part-time course is actually the right fit for me? Inform yourself about the programs, and that's what you're doing here today, both looking at our Maynooth University website, www.maynoothuniversity.ie, and talking to our academic staff at open days. And as I said earlier, but I'll reiterate again, our academic staff are going to be available between 1 and 3 p.m. today for any questions that you might have about individual programs. And the Graduate Studies Office are available right now to answer more general queries that you may have about postgraduate programs. Do also consider emailing the course coordinator when you go through and read about information about a given course. You'll find the contact details for the course coordinator for that program, and they're always happy to answer queries that you may have that might be covered in the information that's available to you online. The other big piece when you look at postgraduate study, I'm sure for a lot of you, is thinking about funding. And we are really proud to offer 60 scholarships in 2021 to master's students who are undertaking full-time taught degrees across all disciplines. These scholarships are worth €2,000 each, and they can either be taken as a cash payment or paid against the course fee. Application is very simple. If your course is full-time, you'll be given the opportunity to apply for this scholarship as part of your course application through PAC. So when you are applying for your chosen course, you'll be given the opportunity to apply for this scholarship. The closing date for applications is the 30th of June, 2021, and scholarships applications will be assessed after that date. There'll be no assessment of the scholarships until after that date. So unfortunately, we won't be able to update you on the progress of your application for the scholarship until the summer. There are also other forms of funding that exist, both within the university and beyond. Postgraduate scholarships are offered by a number of individual departments, and they advertise these as opportunities become available. There's also the 30% scholarships, which are open to women taking the following courses: the MSc in Strategy and Innovation, the MSc Design Innovation, and the MSc IT Enabled Innovation. If you're looking for other funding streams, we had great news recently from the government that really importantly, that the thresholds for postgraduate students who wish to apply for a SUSI grant have increased significantly up to it's approximately €54,000, and that was previously far lower. So if you may fall into that category, please do go and look at the SUSI website and read up to check your eligibility for that. It's a really important form of support for prospective postgraduate students. And also we provide information on the Graduate Studies website around fees, funding and scholarship. Again, at the beginning, if you go to Postgraduate, hover over Postgraduate on the main university webpage, you'll find a link there that will bring you to funding information. And fees information, of course, is also there. So there's a full list of fees for all of our courses. Other opportunities may also lie, again, back to Springboard or our HCI funded courses that will be launched for application in May. So we have 4 of these courses. One is Design for Workplace 4.0. We've one in Software Development, one in Human Computer Interaction and User Experience, and one in Data Analytics. So if you have interest in any of those areas, there's a very good chance that you'll be eligible either for full funding or for 90% funding, which means you'd only be liable for 10% of the fees. So talk about €500 or €600 in or around. So for me, that's really what I wanted to present to you today. So just wanted to open it up for any questions that you may have. We've lots more information across the Open Day website, of course, today, and our academic colleagues are available from 1 to 3 p.m. to answer your questions. We're available on the Graduate Studies live Q&A throughout the day, and we're always available on Graduate Studies at mu.ie or through our social media channels. And we're actually planning some really exciting initiatives ourselves towards the end of May. We're going to do faculty postgraduate weeks. So follow us on social media so that you can hear about those, because those faculty weeks for postgraduate studies will feature some of our leading researchers. We'll have Q&As, we'll have live sessions. So it'll be really, I hope, useful to students who are applying for programs or who are choosing their postgraduate program for next year. Thank you very much. So Roxanne, I have one of my colleagues, Roxanne Paul, is with me here. And if there are any questions, she'll be able to pass them on to me. Roxanne, do we have any questions?
Hi, Neve. We had one question there, but I think I have dealt with it. And that question was, am I eligible for a scholarship with a 2.2 undergraduate degree with extensive work experience over 7 years and a high level of career achievement?
Okay. Well, it was, our terms and conditions are on the website, and I'm sure, Roxanne, you may have passed them on to that person already. But we do look for a 2.1 degree for our top masters scholarships, and it is a scholarship that's assessed on that academic background. So unfortunately, in that case, it seems unlikely, but please do check the terms and conditions so that you can double check your own academic background and personal experience against what's written in the terms and conditions. But it sounds like that, unfortunately, in that particular case, it wouldn't be something that you'd be eligible for. So if there aren't any further...
There are no other questions.
Yeah.
But I will stay on for the next 30 minutes or so if anybody wants to ask any more questions. I will be here for another 30 minutes. So please pop your questions and I will still be here.
Brilliant. And I just, as I say, I've got some information here about our social media too, so that you can follow us. And as I said, Roxanne, my colleague there, is really working hard on a really exciting set of programs over 3 weeks, where we're going to feature each of our 3 faculties over 3 weeks, starting on the 24th of May. And it'll be a festival of information about research and postgraduate programs at Maynooth University. So we'd love to see any of you who are interested there. And also mention that.
Sorry, I have one more question here that just popped in our inbox here. And that question is how to check eligibility for funding on Springboard.
Right. If you go to www.springboard.ie, all information about eligibility is there. But I can also, just as we finish up here, I will send, I think Roxanne probably has, but I can send to where we have a university page that will provide you with some information about the Springboard programs, and will link you directly to the eligibility information. The thing to say about Springboard is it's not open yet. And as soon as it's open, we'll be again pushing it out across our social media. And we're waiting for the go, but typically that round runs around the end of late May. But definitely a good idea to check your eligibility now. And most EU citizens have some level of eligibility for whether it's 90% or full fees funding. So, but we'll send you I'll send Roxanne the link so she can put it in the Q&A back to you as well, so you have the direct link to some more information. Great. Okay, thank you all very much for your time and attention. Really appreciate it. Again, colleagues are available. Don't hesitate to get in touch with us, whether it's today or going forward on email or on social media. We'd be delighted to hear from you and answer any questions that you have. Thank you very much for your time.